What's good, YouTube? This is the only big green Yu-Gi-Oh! And I'm back again with another deck profile. And this deck profile is going to be definitely different from my normal ones. Normally, if it's a current format deck profile, it's of like a Mystic Mine or just some burn deck, or it's of an old format deck. This is different. It's just going to be like a little fun deck to troll with your friends. And how I came up with this idea is me and my friend, I built a cube, a draft cube. If you guys want to see that, I can upload that too. But I built a draft cube for a draft format for fun. And this card came up a lot in that cube, and it was the bane of all of our existence. This card is absolutely annoying, and so I decided to troll around. I would build a fun deck for this card. And a disclaimer, don't take this deck into tournament and think it's going to do well. If you take this deck in today's tournaments, you are going to get absolutely smashed. You're not going to win a single game. This is just for fun, like schoolyard type of play. So starting off, the triple Neo-Spacian Grand Mole, whenever it battles a monster, you can, before a damage calculation, you return it and the monster it battled back to the hand. So, you know, it gets pretty trolly. And then the next card that I play, the triple Giant Rat. Giant Rat, whenever it's destroyed by battle, you can special summon basically out itself, or you're going to special out the Neo-Spacian Grand Mole, depending on your situation. The next card, Boba. This card, whenever it's summoned, you draw a card and then either place it on like the top or the bottom of the deck. And then whenever it's destroyed by battle or by card effect, you can summon up to any other number of them. So, you know, you'll summon up the other two in your deck. Onto the stall cards. Triple Spirit Reaper. You know, an old school classic. Can't be destroyed by battle. If it attacks directly, you can pick a card out of your hand, and this does come up with like Grand Mole. If you return a monster back to their hand and they have no monsters, you can kind of essentially like kind of Yada lock them. Not, you know, not as crazy as regular Yada lock because it doesn't skip their draw phase. They still draw, but it's like a little soft lock in a way. And also, whenever it's targeted by a card effect, it dies. Onto the other stall card of the deck. Triple Marshmallow. Again, it can't be destroyed by battle. The good thing about Marshmallow is whenever your opponent attacks it while it's face down, they take 1,000 damage. So, you know, that's 3k damage right there on the board. Macron. This card is a lot like Boba, where whenever it's destroyed by battle, you can special summon any number up to them. But in my opinion, it's even better because you can special summon up to any number Macron from your deck or your graveyard. So this card basically just replenishes itself. The only thing that sucks is it is a once per turn effect. So, you know, if your opponent can deal with all three of them, it's basically a bye-bye unless if you get it with like a revival card. The last monster in the deck, the one Stealth Bird. This is kind of your win con. Whenever it's flipped face up, or flip summon, should I say, it burns them for 1,000. And then once per turn, you can flip it face down. So it's just every turn, it's dealing 1,000 damage. The spell cards of the deck, triple the Dark Door. Dark Door, of course, is really good in Grand Mole because your turns are basically going to be Grand Mole, return something to the hand. That's what's funny with this card pairing up with Grand Mole because it can really troll your opponent. Triple Level Limit Area B. All level 4 and higher monsters are switched to defense position. Once again, everything in your deck is level 3 except your Giant Rats. Those are level 4s, and those you're wanting to be destroyed by battle anyways, so that doesn't matter. So your guys are always free to attack where your opponents most likely aren't. Your other win con in the deck, 2 Cauldron of the Old Man. The only reason why I play 2, I was even considering only playing 1. But the only reason why I play 2 is because you play so many like continuous cards, as you're going to see once I get into the trap cards. You play so much back row that having all these continuous stuff, it does hurt in some cases. And that's why I might consider just cutting this thing down to 1. 1 Pot of Duality. Again, the only reason why I play 1 of this thing is a lot of your cards special summon. Almost your Giant Rat special summons, Boba special summons, your Macron special summon. And most of every card in your deck is played out of 3 of anyway. So this card is really just like a situational type thing where you really need to get to something, so you play it. 1 Upstart Goblin. Basically just deck thinning. Gain your opponent 1,000 life and then draw a card. 1 Monster Reborn. This is mainly used for bringing back, of course, like your Neo-Spacian Grand Moles or for your Macrons. 3 Gravity Binds. of course, onto the trap cards. Gravity Bind, a lot like Level Limit Area B. Instead of switching them to defense, level 4 and higher monsters can't declare attacks. And again, the only level 4 in the deck is Giant Rat, and that's a card you're going to be killing anyways. 2 Scrap Iron Scarecrow. I do have a third one, but it's in my appliancer deck, and I'm too lazy to pull it out whenever I play this. So if you have a third one, I would definitely recommend taking out the second Cauldron of the Old Man to play a third Scrap Iron Scarecrow. That's what I would do in my opinion. But this card is really good because whenever your opponent would declare an attack, you activate it, it negates the attack, and then this card just resets back there. It doesn't go to the graveyard. So the Dark Door, this really gets crazy because your Dark Door, on your turn, you're just going to be swinging with Grand Mole, returning them to their hand, and then when your opponent goes to attack you, you just Scrap Iron Scarecrow them. And they're not going to have a fun time. 1 Magic Cylinder. This is another card that I kind of want to up in a way. You know, classic Yu-Gi-Oh card, they take burn damage whenever they attack. The reason why I kind of want to up this is because they can only attack once, so you just Magic Cylinder, and it's kind of like a negate attack. But I feel like Scrap Iron Scarecrow is a bit better just because it doesn't go to the grave, it resets, where Magic Cylinder does go to the grave. Triple Threatening Roar. Threatening Roar is used for if your opponent does like some back row removal. Since you play 3 of everything, of course you're not going to set everything at once. You're only going to have 1 Dark Door up with like 1 Gravity Bind or 1 Dark Door up with 1 Level Limit Area B. So Threatening Roar is just there for when they do board wipe you or something like that. You just Threatening Roar, and then next turn you just replay everything. The last card in the deck, the 1 Ring of Destruction. This also could be a Magic Cylinder. Ring of Destruction is just there just to deal with like a problematic monster that could annoy you. Anyways, guys, this is the little troll deck profile that I built just for fun. And again, don't take this into tournaments or you will lose. I don't see you winning a single game with this deck in tournaments. This is just for playing old stuff like with your friends, just janky stuff. If you guys do want to see the cube deck or not a deck profile, but the cube profile of my cube, I can show you guys that as well, like a draft cube. That stuff is extremely fun. I really enjoy it. So if you guys want to see that, I'll bring that to you guys as well. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This has been the Only Big Green Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm signing out.